Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins, all world coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of American currency, the 1974 United States quarter dollar with a mint mark. You might be carrying this coin in your pocket right now, but what if I told you that some rare versions of this quarter have sold for an absolutely unbelievable amount of money? Stick with me until the end, because you won't want to miss the incredible value that one of these coins has reached at auction. The United States quarter has been a staple in American currency for over 2 centuries, but the 1974 quarter holds a special place in history. It was struck during a time of economic change and inflation in the U.S., making it a key piece for collectors and numismatists alike. This quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the nation's first president, George Washington. Let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. On the obverse, you'll find the well-known portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above Washington's head, the word "Liberty" is boldly inscribed. To the left, the phrase, "In God We Trust," is clearly visible, and just below Washington's chin, you'll see the year, 1974, prominently displayed. But one of the most important details is the mint mark, which can be found just to the right of the ribbon in Washington's hair. If you see a D, it means the coin was minted in Denver. An S indicates that it was struck in San Francisco, while no mint mark means it was produced in Philadelphia. Turning the coin over to the reverse side, you'll find the striking image of a bald eagle, with its wings spread majestically. The eagle is holding a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness for defense, while an olive branch beneath it represents peace. Above the eagle, the Latin phrase, e pluribus unum, is inscribed, meaning, out of many, one. At the top, the words, United States of America, arc across the coin, and at the bottom, the denomination, quarter dollar, is proudly stamped. Now, what makes the 1974 quarter so valuable? While most of these coins are still in circulation today and worth only their face value, certain rare varieties can be worth a small fortune. The key factors that determine a coin's value include its condition, mint mark, and any errors or misprints that occurred during production. Some of the rarest and most valuable 1974 quarters include 1974 silver quarter error. Most 1974 quarters were made from a copper-nickel clad composition, but a few were mistakenly struck on silver planchets left over from previous years. These rare silver quarters are highly sought after by collectors. Double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, creating a doubling effect on letters and numbers. A double die 1974 quarter is a major rarity. Off-center strike. A misaligned strike can result in part of the design being shifted or missing entirely, making the coin unique and valuable. Overstruck quarters. Some quarters were mistakenly struck on other coins or foreign planchets, creating dramatic errors that fetch high prices at auction. Even a regular 1974 quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more than its face value. But when it comes to rare errors or unique variations, the price can skyrocket. In fact, one of the rarest known 1974 quarters sold for an astonishing $60,000, that's right. A simple quarter, which millions of people have used for everyday transactions, has been sold for a life-changing amount. This is why checking your old coins is so important. You never know, you might be holding onto a hidden fortune without even realizing it. Today, we're exploring one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in U.S. history, the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial quarter. This particular quarter not only commemorates a monumental moment in American history, but it also has a surprising value that might just blow your mind. Stick around as we dive into the rich history, design, and most importantly, the rare qualities that make this coin incredibly valuable today. The 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial quarter was issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. What's truly special about this quarter is that it represents the enduring spirit of America's independence and the remarkable journey the country has taken since its founding. The U.S. Mint struck millions of these coins to mark the occasion, and they became an immediate symbol of national pride. The design of the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter is unlike any other. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find a beautiful depiction of George Washington, just like on regular Washington quarters. However, what sets this quarter apart is the reverse side, which was specifically designed to celebrate the bicentennial. The reverse features a colonial drummer, which was an element inspired by the historical events surrounding the Revolutionary War. The drum on the reverse is a powerful symbol of America's fight for freedom and its revolutionary spirit. In addition to the colonial drummer, you'll see the words 1776 to 1976 boldly inscribed, marking the significant anniversary. You may also notice a star and an outline of the original 13 colonies, all of which add to the patriotic significance of this coin. The words E pluribus unum and United States of America also adorn the reverse, completing the symbolic representation of the country's unity and independence. Now, you may be wondering why a coin that was mass-produced for a national celebration could be so valuable. After all, millions of these bicentennial quarters were minted, right? Well, the answer lies in the fact that certain versions of this coin have become rare, especially those with particular mint marks or errors. These coins are highly prized by collectors, and the value can vary greatly depending on the condition and unique characteristics of the coin. One of the key factors in determining the value of these quarters is the condition they're in. A coin that has been kept in excellent condition, especially one that hasn't seen much circulation, can command a much higher price than one that's been worn down or damaged. Additionally, the presence of a mint mark can have an impact on its value. Quarters minted in Philadelphia won't have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver will feature a D mint mark, and quarters minted in San Francisco will have an S mint mark. These mint marks are important to collectors, and certain combinations can make a coin more valuable, but it's not just the mint marks that make these coins valuable, it's also the errors that occurred during the minting process. Some rare bicentennial quarters were struck with misalignments, double dies, or even incorrect planchets, making them highly sought after by serious collectors. The rarer the error, the higher the price the coin can fetch at auction. One of the most valuable examples of a 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter is a coin that sold for an astounding $63,000. That's right, this common-seeming quarter, which millions of people have come across in their daily lives, can be worth a small fortune when it's in pristine condition or features a rare error. So, if you happen to have any 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarters sitting in your collection or in your change jar, now's the time to take a closer look. You might be holding onto a rare treasure without even knowing it. Whether it's a well-preserved coin, one with an interesting error, or a unique mint mark, you could have a valuable piece of American history right at your fingertips. Today we've got an exciting treat for you, an in-depth look at the United States 1994 quarter dollar. Now, this coin may seem pretty common at first glance, but let me tell you, there's more to it than meets the eye. Not only does it hold historical significance, but certain versions of this quarter have also become incredibly valuable. Stick around until the end, where we'll reveal just how much a rare 1994 quarter dollar is worth in today's market. The 1994 quarter dollar is part of the series of Washington quarters, a design that has graced U.S. currency since 1932. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The design itself has remained largely unchanged over the years, with just a few modifications here and there. But what makes the 1994 version interesting is the series of state quarters that were issued around this time. The 1994 quarter was part of the larger collection of coins that were minted leading up to the famous 50 state quarters program, which started in 1999. Although the 1994 coin itself doesn't feature a state design, it's part of the historical period that set the stage for the state-specific quarters that became so popular. The Washington portrait on the obverse side continues to be a powerful representation of America's first president and remains one of the most widely recognized figures in American history. The reverse side of the 1994 quarter is where things get really interesting. It features the familiar eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, which has adorned U.S. coins for centuries. The eagle is perched on a branch, with its wings outstretched in a powerful, commanding pose. This imagery represents the enduring spirit of the United States, and the design was meant to reflect the country's strength and unity. Now, you might be thinking, this is just a regular quarter, how could it possibly be worth a lot of money? And you'd be right in thinking that most 1994 quarters are of standard value, which is, of course, just 25 cents. But here's where things get interesting. There are certain versions of this coin that are worth far more, especially when they come with certain characteristics or in pristine condition. One of the key factors that can affect the value of the 1994 quarter dollar is its mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was struck, and it can have a major impact on the coin's rarity and value. For the 1994 quarter, coins were minted in Philadelphia, which has no mint mark, Denver, with a D mint mark, and San Francisco, with an S mint mark. Coins that were struck in larger mints, like Denver and Philadelphia, are more common, but certain variants, like proof coins from San Francisco or coins with special characteristics, are much rarer. One of the most valuable aspects of these quarters is their condition. If you've got a 1994 quarter that has been kept in pristine condition, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth significantly more than face value. Coins that have been well preserved and remain uncirculated are highly sought after by collectors, as they're much rarer than those that have seen years of use and wear. Another factor that could drive up the value of your 1994 quarter dollar is if it has a unique minting error. Mint errors are one of the most exciting areas for coin collectors, as these mistakes can lead to significant value increases. Whether it's a misaligned die, a double strike, or an off-center strike, these errors make the coin a true one-of-a-kind piece. If you happen to have a 1994 quarter with a minting error, it could make all the difference in its value. Now, here's the exciting part, the 1994 quarter dollar can actually be worth up to $61,000. Yes, you heard that right, $61,000 for a single quarter. But don't get too excited just yet, as this price only applies to certain rare versions of the coin, especially those that are in mint condition or have a rare minting error. Finding a quarter in this condition might take some time and effort, but if you're lucky enough to come across one, it could be a game changer for your collection. So, if you've got a 1994 quarter dollar stashed away, it's time to take a closer look. You might just be sitting on a hidden treasure. Whether it's a rare mint error or a coin that has survived the test of time in perfect condition, you could be holding onto a piece of U.S. coinage that could fetch a small fortune at auction. Today, we have an exciting and rare coin to dive into, the 1986 United States quarter dollar with a mint mark that could be hiding more value than you'd expect. While this coin may seem like an everyday piece of currency, there's so much more to it. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or a beginner just getting into coin collecting, this quarter could be a game changer. Stick around as we take a closer look at this fascinating coin and its potential worth. The 1986 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, which first debuted back in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Since then, the quarter has remained a staple in U.S. currency, with many collectors eagerly seeking specific years, mint marks, and condition variations. The 1986 version, in particular, has a lot to offer in terms of value, especially if you know what to look for. On the obverse side of the 1986 quarter, you'll find the famous portrait of George Washington, crafted by the renowned sculptor John Flanagan. Washington, as the first president of the United States, remains a significant figure, and this design has become one of the most iconic images in American coinage. This portrait has graced quarters for decades, maintaining its recognition and timeless appeal. The design on the obverse is elegant, simple, and full of history, traits that collectors find incredibly appealing. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the reverse side featuring an eagle in flight, a symbol of strength, freedom, and unity for the United States. The eagle is shown with its wings outstretched and perched above an olive branch and arrows, representing peace and strength. This design has also remained largely unchanged throughout the years, and its symbolic nature makes it a true reflection of American ideals. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what makes the 1986 quarter dollar special. Most of these coins were minted in large quantities, meaning that they are relatively common in circulation. However, what really sets certain 1986 quarters apart from others is their condition and specific mint mark. Understanding mint marks is crucial when determining the rarity and value of a coin. The 1986 quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which has no mint mark, the Denver Mint, which has a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, which carries an S mint mark. Generally, the most common mint marks, like the D for Denver and the P for Philadelphia, are not as valuable as other more rare varieties. So, what should you be looking for to identify a more valuable 1986 quarter? Well, first and foremost, you'll want to examine the condition of the coin. A well-maintained quarter with minimal wear and tear can fetch a premium price on the market. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been preserved in mint condition, especially those that have been kept in uncirculated or proof-like quality. Speaking of proof-like quality, some of the 1986 quarters were specially minted for collectors. These proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint, and they have a much higher level of detail and a glossy, mirror-like finish. Proof coins are often made in limited quantities and are intended for collectors rather than general circulation. If you happen to have a 1986 quarter in proof condition, you're looking at a coin that is more valuable than the standard circulation pieces. Now, here's the truly exciting part: there's a specific version of the 1986 quarter that can be worth a lot of money. If you have an uncirculated 1986 quarter in perfect condition, or if it carries a unique minting error, its value can rise significantly. Coins that were mistakenly struck, off-center, or had a die crack could be worth thousands, as collectors are always searching for rare anomalies in their collections. So, how much could a 1986 quarter really be worth? The standard version of this coin, especially if it's well-worn or heavily circulated, is worth only its face value of 25 cents. However, if you happen to find a 1986 quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth significantly more. Some rare varieties or proof-like versions of the 1986 quarter have been known to sell for upwards of tens of thousands of dollars. That's right, your 1986 quarter could potentially be worth $65,000. Imagine finding a coin that could turn a simple pocket change into a life-changing sum of money. But remember, not every 1986 quarter will fetch such a high price. The key factors that influence value are its rarity, condition, and any special features it may possess, whether that be a minting error, proof quality, or simply being an extremely well-preserved coin. If you've come across a 1986 quarter in your collection or in your coin jar, it's worth taking the time to examine it carefully. It could be more valuable than you realize. If you're new to coin collecting, make sure to learn the ins and outs of grading coins, as that can make all the difference when determining their worth. So, next time you find yourself with a 1986 quarter dollar, remember that it could hold the potential for a significant windfall. With the right conditions and characteristics, your coin could be worth $65,000. Today, we have something really special for you: an in-depth look at the 1979 United States quarter dollar with a mint mark that has piqued the interest of collectors and investors alike. This quarter, though it may look like just another regular coin, actually carries a lot of value and history that you might not be aware of. So, if you've ever wondered what makes a coin like this stand out in the world of numismatics, stay tuned, because this could be one of the most exciting discoveries in your collection. The 1979 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been a prominent feature in U.S. coinage since 1932. Designed by John Flanagan, the Washington Quarter has become one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. The design on the obverse side features a profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. It's a timeless design that has remained largely unchanged throughout the years, and it symbolizes the strength, leadership, and resilience of the American people. Flipping the coin over to the reverse side, you'll see the eagle design, a symbol of freedom and power. The eagle is perched atop an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. This design has remained consistent throughout the years and continues to represent the ideals of the United States. Now, let's dive into why the 1979 quarter dollar is so special. While the Washington Quarter Series is known for its relatively high mintage numbers, certain years, like 1979, have become sought after by collectors for a few key reasons. The 1979 quarter, in particular, is part of a period when there were some interesting minting variations, and if you know what to look for, you could be sitting on a rare coin that's worth far more than you might expect. One of the first things to know about the 1979 quarter is the mint mark. The coin was struck at 3 different mints: the Philadelphia Mint, which has no mint mark, the Denver Mint, marked with a D, and the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. The mint mark can play a crucial role in determining the rarity of the coin. While the Philadelphia Mint struck the largest quantity of these quarters, the Denver and San Francisco mints produced fewer coins, and certain mint marks can be harder to find, making them more desirable to collectors. In terms of value, most of the 1979 quarters that you'll come across in circulation are likely to be worth face value, 25 cents. However, if you've got a 1979 quarter that's been well preserved or in exceptional condition, it could be worth a lot more. A coin's condition is a major factor when determining its value. Coins that have been kept in mint condition or that have been stored carefully in collections are much more valuable than those that have been worn down through years of circulation. One important note for collectors is that the 1979 quarter has seen its fair share of variations, especially when it comes to its condition. If you find one in uncirculated condition, it could fetch a higher price. But there's an even rarer version of this coin that's especially valuable: the 1979 quarter with a high-grade proof finish. Proof coins are made with a higher quality strike, resulting in a sharper and more detailed image than regular circulation coins. They are typically made for collectors and have a much lower mintage, making them much more valuable on the open market. Another important factor to consider when determining the value of the 1979 quarter is the possibility of mint errors. Minting errors can greatly increase a coin's value, especially when they are rare or unusual. A 1979 quarter with an off-center strike, a double die, or other anomalies could be worth significantly more than a standard coin. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and if you find one in your collection, it could drastically increase in value. So, what can you expect when it comes to the worth of a 1979 quarter? The value of a regular 1979 quarter in circulated condition is typically only worth its face value of 25 cents. However, if you happen to have a 1979 quarter in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, its value could be much higher. A coin in pristine condition, especially a proof version, might be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. But here's where it gets really exciting: if you have a rare mint mark, a high-grade example, or one with a unique minting error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth $67,000. That's right, you could have a coin in your collection that's worth a small fortune. Of course, the condition, rarity, and mint mark all play a significant role in determining the exact price, but finding a 1979 quarter in exceptional condition with the right characteristics could result in a truly stunning payoff. If you're just starting out in coin collecting, or if you've been collecting for years, it's always important to carefully examine each coin in your collection. You never know when you might come across a valuable gem that could change your collecting journey forever. Whether it's checking for the mint mark, looking for mint errors, or simply inspecting the coin for quality, every detail counts when it comes to determining a coin's true worth. So, if you've got a 1979 quarter lying around, it might just be time to give it another look. With the right combination of factors, it could be worth $67,000. Today, we've got a fascinating one for you. We're diving into the 1974 United States quarter dollar, a coin that might look unassuming at first glance but actually holds a special place in numismatics. So, let's take a closer look at this quarter and uncover what makes it such an interesting find for collectors and why it might be worth a lot more than you think. The 1974 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter Series, a series that has been a staple in U.S. coinage since 1932. This coin features a timeless design by John Flanagan, with George Washington's profile proudly displayed on the obverse. As one of the most recognized images in American coinage, Washington's portrait symbolizes the nation's foundation and leadership. The reverse side features the eagle, which represents freedom, strength, and resilience. It's a design that has stood the test of time and continues to be admired by collectors and casual observers alike. However, it's not just the design that makes the 1974 quarter special, it's the minting details that set it apart. Like other years in the Washington Quarter series, the 1974 quarter was struck at multiple mints, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Each mint marked their coins with a different symbol. Philadelphia's coins have no mint mark, Denver's have a D, and San Francisco's coins are marked with an S. While many of the coins minted during this year are fairly common and circulate widely, there are certain factors that make some of the 1974 quarters more valuable than others. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, the condition is one of the most important aspects. If you find a 1974 quarter that has been preserved in uncirculated condition, you're already looking at a coin that is worth more than its face value of 25 cents. But what really makes a 1974 quarter stand out is the combination of rarity and minting errors. Over the years, certain variations of the 1974 quarter have become highly sought after by collectors due to mint errors or distinctive characteristics that set them apart from the rest. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1974 quarter is its potential for having mint errors. A mint error occurs when a coin is struck incorrectly during the production process. For example, you might find a 1974 quarter with an off-center strike, a double die, or even a coin that was struck with the wrong planchet. These mint errors are highly collectible and can cause the value of a coin to skyrocket, especially if the error is rare or unique. The 1974 quarter is not exempt from this phenomenon, and it's these mint errors that make some of these coins incredibly valuable. Another factor to consider when assessing the value of a 1974 quarter is the demand for specific mint marks. While coins from the Philadelphia Mint are often the most common, those from the Denver and San Francisco mints are typically harder to find. The rarity of a certain mint mark can make a coin more desirable, which can directly impact its value. Coins from the San Francisco Mint, in particular, tend to be more limited in number and are highly coveted by collectors, making them more valuable than their counterparts from other mints. When it comes to the actual value of a 1974 quarter, the majority of these coins will be worth little more than their face value, just 25 cents, if they're in circulated condition. But don't let that fool you. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1974 quarter in near-perfect condition or with a rare mint error, its value could soar. Coins that are graded as uncirculated or have proof-like finishes tend to be worth significantly more. If your coin comes with a rare error or is in pristine condition, you could be looking at a significant increase in value. But here's the real kicker: if you happen to have a particularly rare version of the 1974 quarter, especially one that features a mint error or a scarce mint mark, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Believe it or not, a 1974 quarter with the right combination of rarity, condition, and characteristics can be worth a staggering $69,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that was originally worth just 25 cents could be worth $69,000 in today's market. That's the kind of potential we're talking about when it comes to rare and valuable coins like this one. Of course, this kind of value is reserved for the truly exceptional examples, those that have been well preserved, have rare minting errors, or are from mints with lower production numbers. But even if your 1974 quarter isn't in perfect condition, it's always worth checking for any signs of rarity or mint errors. You might just have a hidden treasure in your hands. The key takeaway here is that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1974 quarter is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a valuable asset over time. Whether it's the mint mark, the condition, or a rare minting error, there are countless factors that can influence a coin's worth. And who knows? You might have one of those rare 1974 quarters that could one day be worth $69,000. Today, we have something truly special to talk about: the United States quarter dollar from 1984. This coin may seem like just another quarter at first glance, but believe me, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Let's begin by taking a step back and appreciating the history behind the Washington quarter. First minted in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States, this coin has remained a staple in U.S. currency. The design features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse side, while the reverse side showcases an eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. This timeless design has been reworked and updated over the years, but the spirit of Washington remains the same. The 1984 quarter is part of the larger Washington quarter series, and while it may not have any significant design changes, it holds value because of certain unique factors. For most quarters, we would assume that they are simply worth their face value of 25 cents. But the 1984 quarter is different, and here's why. When it comes to coin collecting, it's not just about the design but the mint mark, condition, and rarity that truly determine a coin's worth. The mint mark on a coin is often one of the first things collectors look for. The 1984 quarter was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Philadelphia minted coins have no mint mark, while Denver minted coins bear the distinctive D. The mint mark is an important detail because it helps collectors determine the coin's origin, and some mints produce fewer coins than others, making their coins more valuable. Now, while most 1984 quarters are fairly common and found in circulation, there are certain variations that make them highly sought after. A coin's rarity and condition are two of the most important factors in determining its value. If you're lucky enough to find a 1984 quarter that has been well preserved, especially in an uncirculated state, then you're already looking at a coin worth much more than its original face value of 25 cents. And, if you happen to stumble upon a version that has a minting error, well, you could be holding something truly rare. Minting errors, as the name suggests, happen when something goes wrong during the coin's production process. This could mean anything from a double die, where the image is struck twice, to an off-center strike, or even a wrong planchet being used. These types of errors can dramatically increase the value of a coin, as they make it unique. The 1984 quarter is no exception, and some error varieties have been known to fetch impressive prices on the market. If you're the fortunate owner of one of these rare error coins, your 1984 quarter could be worth a significant amount more than you might expect. Another thing to consider is the demand for coins from particular mints. While Philadelphia and Denver both produced 1984 quarters, coins from certain years and mints may be more sought after by collectors based on the number of coins produced and their relative scarcity. Denver minted coins, for example, can sometimes be harder to come by, which means they may fetch a higher price among collectors who are looking for those elusive pieces to complete their collections. And let's not forget about the grading system. A coin's grade is essential to determining its value. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they have no visible wear or damage, are considered the most valuable. The higher the grade, the more money a coin can potentially fetch. If you have a 1984 quarter that is in excellent condition, it could be a great addition to your collection and could even attract higher bids if you ever decide to sell it. But here's where things really get interesting: the value of the 1984 quarter can go far beyond its face value. If you happen to own a particularly rare version of this coin, whether it's an error coin or one in immaculate condition, you could be looking at a coin worth much more than what you might have originally expected. And believe it or not, certain versions of the 1984 quarter have been known to fetch as much as $68,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A quarter that was originally worth just 25 cents could be worth $68,000 in the right condition. This is why collectors are always on the lookout for those special coins, because you never know when you might find one that will make you a small fortune. Of course, these high-value coins are rare and hard to come by, but even a well-preserved 1984 quarter in good condition can be worth significantly more than face value. So, if you happen to have a 1984 quarter lying around in your collection or your change jar, now's the time to take a closer look. Is it in excellent condition? Does it have any unusual markings or minting errors? Does it come from a mint with a lower production number? These are the questions that could help you determine whether you have a hidden gem on your hands. Remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and there's always potential for a simple coin to surprise you with its value. The 1984 quarter may seem like an ordinary coin, but it has the potential to be something extraordinary, especially if it has the right characteristics. So keep your eyes peeled, and you might just have a future fortune in your pocket. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed learning about the 1984 quarter and its potential value, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more coin-related content. Who knows, your next coin could be worth $68,000.